Well, welcome to Wellness Wednesdays. Here's a little bit of information about the University of Arizona Health Sciences. Tells you about all the things that we are involved in and the different colleges that we have here at our university. Some wonderful pictures of our campuses. This is our main campus in Tucson. That's the Health Sciences Innovation Building. And also our biomedical campus in Phoenix. For those of you who don't know, the biomedical campus in Phoenix includes both the University of Arizona, Arizona State University, and Northern Arizona University. So it's a great collaboration. So we can't wait till you all can come back and see those buildings in person. Here's our fearless leader, Dr. Dake. He's a wonderful man who leads our charge. And here's all the links to all of our social media. I will provide those in our follow-up email so you can make sure and connect with us. So I'm Anne Marie Medina. I'm the Director of Corporate and Community Relations for Health Sciences here at our Tucson campus, and Caroline Berger serves in that position up at our Phoenix campus, and Allison Otu is our Executive Director. So as always, our presentation will be about 20 minutes, and then we'll have time for questions at the end. So please click at the bottom of your screen, put those questions into the chat box, and I will make sure and ask our presenter those questions at the end of her presentation. If we don't get time for all of them, we will follow up with answers to those questions in the follow-up email. Speaking of that follow-up email, don't forget, I will be sending that out. I usually try and get it out on Thursday as soon as I get that link to the recording. So that way you can share that recording with others, go back and watch it again, or if you happen to have missed this, you can watch it then. It'll also have the link to our YouTube channel, so it has all of the videos that we've done before, and you can go back and watch some of those. We'll also have any resources or links to things that our presenter will provide so that you can follow up with those. And don't forget, most important, it has that session evaluation. Really, it only takes about 2 minutes to answer those questions, and it really helps us in working toward what we're going to be providing for you in the future. So we appreciate ahead of time for you doing that. So I'm very pleased to introduce our presenter today. Melissa Miles is a health and fitness professional, 10 years in the industry. Her area of specialty is group exercise, but she also has experience in personal training, corporate wellness, and gym management. Not only does Melissa work locally in Tucson in the group exercise and personal training fields, but also promotes and leads fitness on a national scale, holding positions with Les Mills of the United States and currently with Soul Body Fitness. When not leading a class or mentoring instructions, Melissa devotes her time to her 2 young sons in Marana, Arizona. I am very excited to hear from Melissa today. She's a good friend of mine and used to work for me over at the YMCA. So welcome, Melissa.
Thank you so much, Anne-Marie. I am excited to be here, and I'm going to be chatting with you guys about exercise and the mind-body connection, and we're going to be talking about what mind-body connection is, and I'll be sharing some slides with you and how exercise can help you with that mind-body connection and the different types of exercise. So I'm going to screen share now. Hopefully it'll work. Let's see. Ah, there it went. Okay. So like Anne-Marie said, I am a health and fitness professional. I've been in the industry for about 15 years, just over. And I do have a degree in health promotion. So that is where I fell in love with fitness, is in the college aspect, and got my degree in that. I've been teaching group exercise since college, and I've also been a personal trainer since 2006. I have really, this is my passion, this is where my life revolves around, so I've made it my career. Moved to Tucson, Arizona in 2006 as well, from Montana. So I'm a Montana girl, born and bred, and I've moved my way up through group fitness. That's truly where my passion lies, is with the group exercise segment and really mentoring new instructors. And that's when I became a national presenter for the Les Mills United States. Also as a certification assessor, and now I currently hold that position with the Soul Body Fitness, which is an up-and-coming new company that's on a global scale, and it really focuses on mind-body fitness, which is why I'm here to talk to you guys today. So what is mind-body fitness? A lot of people don't really understand what this term means. And a lot of people think, oh, it's yoga, and it's so much more than that. And it's not just those, meditation, relaxation types of formats, and that's what we're going to discuss today. So it's any form of exercise that combines mental focus, body movement, and controlled breathing. These mind-body fitness types tend to have a focus on breath. So it really focuses on the breathing aspect of exercise versus the physical aspect of exercise. It also tends to have elements of balance, which is something as we get older, we lose if we don't practice. So it's really nice that it's incorporating that into our practices with mind body. It improves our strength, our balance, our flexibility, and our overall health. And we're going to get a little bit more into that as I continue to speak today. And then we're going to talk about the fitness triangle as well. So with mind body, like I said, it tends to focus on breath. It has those elements of balance, but it also tends to have softer music. So it's not a HIIT class, it's not a cardio class, it's not even a strength class with that high intensity driving music. It tends to have softer music. Even practicing at home or off a virtual YouTube channel, there's lots of virtual mind body fitness out there on YouTube. It tends to be softer music or even no music at all. And that allows us the space for that mind body connection. Now, what's the fitness triangle? And I kind of already hinted at this, but I like to think of fitness as a triangle. Cardio and strength are two parts of it. And that's what most people think when they think exercise or fitness, is strength or cardio. And using myself as an example, I'm a strength junkie. I love to do strength workouts. And I always did my cardio because I knew I had to. But one thing that was missing until about 10 years ago was the mind body. And that's that third piece of the triangle. So when I started incorporating mind body into my workouts, everything changed. I got stronger in my strength workouts and I got stronger in my cardio workouts. Mind body is a key part of what we need to be healthy and have overall well-being. And a lot of us miss it because we don't want to slow down. We live, especially in the US, but worldwide, it's very, very fast paced and we tend to just go, go, go without that slowdown. But that's the piece that we all need in order to be truly healthy at our optimal level. And again, if you have questions about anything, make sure to pop them in the chat box and we will get to them at the end. So what are mind body exercise formats? And I'm going to talk a little bit more on the group exercise side of this. And worldwide, a lot of us aren't back in our gyms yet, but you can, like I said, find YouTube virtual channels. I offer virtual myself. There's instructors all over the world offering virtual now. We had to pivot with COVID. So I'm going to talk on the exercise, but a lot of this you can do on your own. It can become your own practice. And that's something that's really unique about mind body is it becomes a practice versus strength and cardio, which is just a habit. It's something that really becomes an internal. So yoga is the first one that typically comes to mind for all of us, and yoga can encompass so many types. There's hatha yoga, there's vinyasa yoga, there's gentle yoga, there's yin yoga, there's all these different types, and finding a yoga style that works for you is key to creating that mind-body connection. Pilates also falls within this mind-body, and the reason Pilates falls is a strength-based format, but it's that breath. You'll find that all of these formats I'm speaking to connect with breath. And that's really the key to mind-body exercise. Tai Chi, if you're not familiar with Tai Chi, this is a martial art that is very slow moving. It really works with the movement and the breath versus what we typically think of as a martial art, which is impact, self-defense. This is definitely not that. It's all about the breath and connecting to the mind-body. If you've never done Tai Chi, I highly recommend trying it out. I do it every single week. It's just a little bit of time. It doesn't take much, but you can really feel the difference. Qigong, another martial art similar to Tai Chi, but this one focuses solely on breath. It's really about breathing exercises, and it's a very unique type of mind-body exercise. Barre also falls into mind-body, and this is one that's very up and coming. Barre studios are popping up all over the world. Again, I work with Soul Body Fitness as on the national level, and we are moving into a global level, and Barre is the foundation of our fitness programming. And it's very focused on breath, again, that softer music, and then having those elements of balance. So it falls within the mind body as well. stretching. So there are stretching classes, but this is something we can do at home in our own time as well. And this falls within that mind body because stretching, again, breath is key to getting those really great stretches. And meditation classes as well. So finding a way to meditate or relax if meditation isn't really your thing, finding a few moments a day just to settle your mind can really do wonders for your health. And then guided breathing. This falls along the same lines as meditation, but it's really focused solely on the breath versus, and guided breathing means having somebody lead you. And you can get podcasts, there's audibles out there that are focused solely on guided breathing, and you can be led through how to breathe fully into your body and feel that connection. So let's talk about why we should be doing mind-body fitness. Again, fitness triangle. Most of us tend to be strength or cardio junkies, and we forget the mind-body. And why should we do it? It calms the mind to focus on breath and on focused movement. So it forces us to slow down. It forces our mind to slow down, because even when our body slows down, our mind goes 100 miles a minute. We call that in yoga practice monkey mind, because it never stops moving. And this is a way for us to slow it down. It helps us learn to use our thoughts to positively influence some of the body's physical responses. And then both body and mind decline in function with age. Mind-body exercise benefits both. Studies have shown that as especially middle-aged and senior-aged individuals who exercise regularly have less age-associated cognitive decline. So it doesn't matter what type of exercise you do, if you're regularly exercising, you will have less chance of having those cognitive declines later in life. But mind-body takes that to the next level because it forces us to slow that mind. It forces us to connect with our body on a deeper level, and it definitely helps with mental dementia. So it's a very positive thing to incorporate if you want to keep your mind sharp. Very similar to thinking about, they tell people to do crossword puzzles and mind games to prevent that dementia later in life. Mind-body can have those same type of effects. So there's definitely a link between the mental and physical health when it comes to mind-body. When you can calm the mind, when you can connect your mind to your body, the physical response naturally happens. It comes back to that fitness triangle that I was discussing, that we tend to be cardio, we tend to be strength. Those don't take the same mind-body focus. But when we really focus on these mind-body types of exercises or practices, then the physical becomes stronger. And the benefits go beyond work and exercise. It can have that substantial health impact on your health. And that comes back to not just the physical health, but the mental health as well. When we have that connection mind-body-wise, it really helps us stay calmer in life. And we're going to talk about the benefits, less stress, less anxiety, and all sorts of really cool stuff, which is what we're going to dive into next. So what are some of the benefits of mind-body? Well, it decreases so many things. And right off the top of our head, most of us will say it decreases stress, and that's absolutely true. It also helps decrease anxiety. So if you have anxiety issues, it's a great way. Guided breathing is the first thing most of us think of when it comes to anxiety. And mind-body exercise can actually take that anxiety decrease to a longer level. It decreases pain. And along those lines, also inflammation. So this is one that typically people don't think of. They think, well, I'm thinking with my mind, I'm going to decrease my anxiety, my stress. But what about the pain and inflammation? Well, it's that physical response. When our body is connected to our mind and we are more aware of our body and how it feels, naturally less inflammation, less pain. A lot of these practices are also very movement-based, yoga, Pilates, etc. So it helps keep the blood flow moving. It helps keep our muscles limber, our joints limber. And so we have that less inflammation, and it allows us to have less pain, especially as we get older. Some of those joints, those aches and pains, they can become much more pronounced or less pronounced. There we go. Get the words out of my mouth with these types of practices. More so than with a cardio or strength exercise that tends to be higher impact. It also enhances so many things. It enhances our sleep. When we're calmer in the mind and we have less stress and less anxiety on a day-to-day basis, it's easier to fall asleep. So we fall asleep quicker and we stay asleep longer. This allows us to have more time in REM sleep, which is our restful sleep stages. So it allows us to get a more restful night's sleep. Even if you don't sleep as long, if you're sleeping 5 to 6 hours a night, you can fall asleep quicker and stay asleep. You're going to feel more rested. And mind-body exercise can help with that. It increases your immune system function. Anytime that we're stressed and anxious, it causes our immune system to go into overdrive. So by having these mind-body calming, it increases our immune system, so we get sick less. Obviously, we are living in an age where sickness is on the mind of everybody with the COVID-19 pandemic. But it doesn't need to be that. It can be general flu season. It can be anything. Even cancer survivors, we found that, Anne Marie's very familiar with the Livestrong program, that incorporating these mind-body with these cancer survivors, it can definitely increase their immune system function. So it keeps them healthier longer. So we definitely want to incorporate that because we want to have a strong immune system. And it increases our sense of control and well-being. When we can control how we feel, when we're connected to our mind, we're going to have a bigger sense of well-being overall in day-to-day functions. So before we get into the 10 reasons to add mind-body exercise, I want to really discuss the fact that with the COVID-19 pandemic, most of us are more stressed and anxious than we've ever been before in our lives. This is a once-in-a-lifetime situation, and mind-body exercise can really help us through this. Not only did I talk about the immune system function, but the stress and anxiety alone can wreak havoc on your system. Being able to incorporate even a few moments of guided breathing or meditation a day can make a profound impact on how you work through the day-to-day situation in your current life, whether you're working as an essential worker, whether you are stuck at home with online schooling with your children, or you're just in a quarantine type situation. This can really help. If you start to incorporate deeper mind-body exercises such as yoga, Pilates, barre, even those Tai Chi, Qigong, then we're going to definitely see a bigger impact. I can promise you from my own experience that if I didn't have mind-body exercise, I have 2 young boys at home who have been cooped up since March, that it has definitely helped me keep my anxiety lower. It has helped me be able to deal with them and their own anxiety. In fact, I make them do a yoga program called Cosmic Kids on YouTube to help their own stress and anxiety, because even at young ages, yoga and mind-body exercise can have huge effects on how they deal. So definitely all ages should be doing this. So there are 10 reasons, and then we'll get to some questions. It helps us experience softer body movement. Again, fast-paced society, we're go, go, go all the time. Mind-body tends to be done barefoot, which allows us a connection to the earth and gives us a more grounded feel. It also is gentler on the joints and allows us with that softer music to naturally slow down. If you just play soft music in the background, everything will slow down, including your breathing. So it allows us just to experience that softer body movement. It moves with the flow. Mind-body, whether it be Pilates, yoga, or even just breathing, moves together. It's seamless, which has a very calming effect. When we move from one move to the next, that calming effect takes place and everything in the body calms down. There's no demands on perfection. This is very unique to mind-body. When you're taking a cardio class or you're out for a run or you're doing a big weightlifting session on the weight room floor, it's all about perfection. But mind-body is very different. It's about doing what the best that you can in that moment on that day, and every day is different. So it really allows us to be more about progress versus perfection. We find our own limits. Again, this goes back to number 3. Every day is different. Some of us might have a really stressful day. It's going to cause us to be tight. We might not be as flexible that day. We might not be able to hit the same poses in a yoga class. We might not be able to calm our mind in a breathing class. but it allows us to find our own limits. So we know where those limits are and we can continue to expand upon them. Finding our inner calm, just slowing down and focusing on breath calms the mind, calms the body. And then you learn what that feels like and you can tap into it easier on a regular basis. Enhanced breathing. We slow down our breath in all mind-body exercises. We focus on moving with breath in things like Pilates and bar, but this also allows us to take deeper breaths. It improves our lung function. With deeper breaths, it allows us to exhale stronger. So it can increase a lot of really great things around breathing, which is very, very important for life. Breath is our life force. But of course, we're dealing with a pandemic that is a lung issue. So we really want to enhance our breathing. Increases that inner focus. What's the difference between inner calm and inner focus? Inner calm is calming the mind and body. Inner focus is becoming one with your body, knowing how your body feels, being aware of how it feels. Again, fast-paced world, we live and we breathe and we go, 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 and we don't always take account how we're feeling. What does our body need from us? Mind body allows us to connect with that inner focus and know exactly what our body needs from us at all times. Increases strength. You don't have to be lifting weights to become stronger. In fact, some of the strongest people I know are yoga instructors or yogis who take yoga practice regularly. Pilates, it's a strength base. It increases our strength using body weight. Your own body is the best exercise equipment you have. So you're going to get stronger. And typically, when you can lift your own body weight or move your own body weight around, you're going to have better function for life. So we want to make sure that we can function in life. Increase our flexibility without pain. You don't need to have pain to get flexible, even if you're extremely inflexible. You can find new levels of flexibility without pain. It's about finding your limits for the day, holding poses or movements for longer periods of time, which naturally and slowly increases flexibility without ever feeling that pain. And enhances aerobic fitness without impact. This one is kind of the hidden gem of mind-body fitness. So we tend to have aerobic fitness in cardio exercise, but it can happen here as well. Pilates, even yoga, especially things like vinyasa yoga, tend to move quicker. Bar moves a little bit quicker. It elevates your heart rate naturally without making it shoot sky high. So it's not going to be a cardio run or anything like that, but it is going to elevate it. That in turn gets your aerobic fitness up. No jumping though, so it's low impact. We typically don't see once in a while, there may be a jump or something happening in a yoga class, but it doesn't happen very often. So there's very low impact. Imagine a sun salutation, traditional sun salutation in yoga. It's a warming sequence, but because it is fluid, it continues to move through a series of poses, and you repeat it multiple times, it naturally elevates your heart rate. That's aerobic fitness without knowing that you're doing aerobic fitness. So there's 10 reasons to add mind body in. During this time and challenges in the world at this time and not knowing when it's going to come to an end, this is the time to add these practices in, slowly but surely, and try some different things. You might find that something you never thought of speaks to you. I never thought I would be a bar instructor. I'm not a graceful, I'm not a dancer. Never in a million years did I think I would be a bar instructor. When the pandemic hit, I was stuck at home. I decided to go out on a limb and take a new certification. I became a bar instructor, and it has completely changed my life. It made me find that a new way of doing mind body that I hadn't tapped into before, and it decreases my anxiety. I do it at least once a week. I teach it virtually, but I also do it on my own at least once a week, and it's really made a difference. So try different things with mind body and see what works for you, and you might find something you didn't know that you liked, and you'll find that inner calm and inner peace that can help us through life. This is also mind body exercises, something you can do for life. Unlike things like cardio, strength, we tend to have to give up as we're older. We can even just sit in a chair and do some guided breathing, and that is mind body exercise. So it's definitely a lifelong practice you can enjoy. So I will hand it over to Anne-Marie. I think she's got some questions for me.
Thank you, Melissa. That was awesome. And you know, a question came in right at the beginning, and a perfect tie-in to what you ended with there, because one of the listeners said, would you please describe bar a bit more?
Yes, so bar is inspired by ballet movement, but you don't have to be a dancer to do it. I'm not a dancer, believe me. So bar came about when they realized that ballet movement was very unique, but it also was very strength-based. So similar to Pilates, but it tends to be standing. So it's you can use a ballet bar, but you can use other equipment. So I use a weighted bar as a tool, so I don't have to use a ballet bar, or you can use a chair back. But it comes around as a strength-based mind-body. But because it's based off of that ballet without being ballet, yes, we use the ballet terms of first position, second position with the feet, but we teach you how to do that without having that ballet background. You get the strength-based benefit of ballet, but you bring in the breath movement. And so it's almost like, I would say bar is actually a fusion of ballet movement and Pilates is really where it comes out of. And so it's a great way, especially if you're looking for maybe a little higher intensity type of mind body, if you're not quite the guided breathing type. Bar and Pilates are great for those options because it is a little bit higher intensity, but it's something that's very doable for all levels, and it incorporates the balance because you have that ballet bar or tool, whatever you're using. I'm at home, I don't have a ballet bar, so I definitely use a chair back. But.
Great. And yeah, that balance component, people don't realize how important that is, especially as we age. Balance is something that is so critical to staying healthy. You did make a great suggestion about the Cosmic Kids yoga. Can you talk a little bit more about that? And are there any other mind-body exercises that kids will best connect with that you have found, especially from your experience with having those two rambunctious boys?
Yeah, Anne-Marie knows my boys, so she's seen them. Cosmic Kids, it's a YouTube channel. You literally can Google Cosmic Kids. It's a English woman who takes themes that kids connect with. So it might be a cartoon, it might be a Disney movie, or it just might be some fun topics like under the ocean. And she takes yoga poses and makes them into that theme, whatever it happens to be. So I'm going to use Star Wars for an example, because everybody seems to know Star Wars. My kids love the Star Wars Cosmic Kids. They jump on and she leads them through a Star Wars journey and gets them into poses. And then, but the poses have new names. So she'll call them, I'm not a Star Wars fan, so I don't know all the Star Wars poses, but she gets them into poses and renames them, and they connect to that. And there's girl themes, there's boy themes, there's movie themes, there's little kid themes, so you can find just about anything. It's a free channel on YouTube, which is amazing. What I loved about Cosmic Kids too is she forces them for just 1 or 2 minutes to get into a lying down Savasana position and makes them just breathe for 2 or 3 minutes, close their eyes. And so she sneakily incorporates that in. There are lots and lots of different types of YouTube channels out there. Cosmic Kids is just one that I found. I would say yoga is, it's hard to slow kids down and make them breathe and things like that. But I would say yoga is probably going to be one of the best things for kids and finding something that they connect with. But you could find things like even adult themed classes for some of the older kids. Like my kids have been doing traditional yoga with me since they could crawl. And it didn't look like yoga, but they, letting your kids do it with you and doing it with them. So if you want to get your kids into it, do it with them and they'll come to love it no matter what.
Wonderful. And we will make sure and add all the links to those resources in the follow-up email. And someone was asking if there were online courses for Tai Chi that you would recommend. I know a few of them from our Tai Chi instructors that worked with us, so I can send those. But are there any that you know of, Melissa, that you might recommend?
I don't off the top of my head. You probably have a better resource around that than I do as far as getting certified in Tai Chi. It's definitely a unique martial art and mind-body format that it's a little hard to find, honestly. I know that at the Y we struggle to find instructors for it. And the same with Qigong. So there's definitely resources, but I think Anne-Marie, you're going to probably be the best one for the resources on that for adding into the.
For those of you who are wondering why Melissa keeps referring to the YMCA, prior to coming to the university, I was with the YMCA for 10 years. So Melissa and I worked together for many years. So one question, and this is the last one we'll get to, is hiking a mind-body exercise? And I do want to point out that I walk 4 miles every morning, and people, always say, well, why aren't you listening to music? And I said, well, that's because I'm listening to nature, and that's my mind body. I use it. Even when my husband says, why are you getting up so early? I said, that is the thing that keeps me calm and keeps me centered for the day. So would you consider hiking a mind-body exercise?
I think if you're doing it in that way, absolutely. I think that it could go either way. So walking or mind-body might be able to do, if you're using it, it's like you said, Anne-Marie, you're going for a hike. Like, I'm very much a mind-body hiker. I love to stop. I love to enjoy things. I just, where my husband's like on a mission.
Yeah.
So we hike very, very differently. He's usually a quarter mile ahead of us. And so if you use it in that way, absolutely hiking or walking could be used as a mind-body experience. Nature is a great way to connect with your body. It's just, so you could do anything out in nature as long as you're calming your mind, focusing on your breath, and really just becoming internal. Anything could truly become a mind-body exercise.
Wonderful. Well, we are out of time for questions. There's a couple more. I will make sure and get those to you, Melissa. We'll get those answers to you in the follow-up email. So I'm going to go back to sharing my screen here. All righty. So thank you, Melissa. Really appreciate everything that you shared with us today. And on that note, you were talking about the meditation, mindfulness. Many of you were with us for a presentation by Dr. Judith Gordon, and she had mentioned her new app that's coming out called See Me Serene. It has finally been released and is now available for free on both the Google Play and the App Store. So I encourage you to download that and use it. It is guided imagery and meditation. She also is doing that research study that she mentioned where they'll be measuring your cortisol levels in your saliva. So anybody can participate. They send you a kit, you spit into it, you send it off, and you'll do that guided imagery, and then they'll test you and you'll be part of that study. So if you're interested in doing that, that link will be in the follow-up email also. You can sign up for that. So next week, we've got a great presentation continuing this talk about our mental well-being. Dr. Gustavo Perez is going to be talking about staying connected and building resiliency. So he is going to be with us, and that's going to be a great presentation. So until then, on behalf of all of us here at the University of Arizona Health Sciences, be safe, be well, and of course, bear down and mask up. Thanks all. See you next week.